everybody, welcome back to crocheting. So I have been trying to do the setup for a while. Hopefully this is better and it actually works. So this little chart that you see right here, you probably won't be able to see much. Let me see if I can get it to, there we go. So we're going to be learning some of the terminology as we go along with crocheting, and it is really important and very, very helpful. And especially if you're trying to do patterns and trying to make, for example, little stuffies, or as they call them, amigurumi, it's good to know some of these terms. So one thing that we have covered already is how to chain. We've learned how to hold a hook, how to hold your work. And so we're trying to get this practice going, trying to learn this craft, and it's pretty much I could say it's easy since I already know this, but I know when you're first starting it can be stressful, difficult sometimes, because you just want to get there already. But it takes practice, patience, and trust me, it is very relaxing and calming once you do get a good handle on it and you continue to use this. So I'll have this up like I said, and CH is the abbreviation for chain, and cadena in Spanish is just a C, the abbreviation for the chain as well. And I'm doing this for those of my students that also speak Spanish. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue. Alright everybody, now that we're going to be starting to crochet, single crochet stitch, I'm going to go ahead and make a loop right here, starting off as we did before. I'm going to go ahead and get this through, and there's my slip knot. So I'm going to go ahead and put my hook in to get started. I'm going to make 11 chains. So let's try this out. I'm going to go in and do 1. And try to keep my tension steady, don't pull too much. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we are there. So my tension seems pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and start with my single crochet. So what you want to do is we're gonna skip 1 chain right here. I'm gonna go right in to the center of the next chain. Please note that this is the only time we ever skip a chain, when we start. So now that I poked through the center of my chain, this is what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and yarn over, which is pretty much where you're set to go. I'm gonna pull through, slip right through my hook, and I have 2 loops. I'm gonna go ahead and yarn over again, back to front. I'm gonna go ahead and slip this through both loops. I'm gonna tug a little bit on this end, and this is what I have, my first single crochet stitch. So I'm gonna be doing this from now on every single one of these chains so that I can get my first row done. So here we go. I'm gonna come in through the center, yarn over. I'm gonna go pull through the chain, yarn over again, pull through both loops, and close. I'm gonna do it again, center of the chain, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops, yarn over again, pull through both, and tug. And again, not super tight. You just want to keep it loose enough. I'm going to continue doing this till I get to the end. Sometimes our yarn can get frayed a little bit and you get stuck. Don't worry, you can work with it. And I'll be there to help you if you need my help. For those of you that are learning with me in school, if not, don't give up, keep trying. This takes practice. It's perfectly normal, I meant to say, to go through some frustrations at first, but you get the hang of it the more you do this. There we go. And I'm about to get to the end. After this I have 1 more stitch left. right here. So I'm going to go ahead, poke right through the center, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, back to front, pull through both, and tug. There we go. So our work is a little bit curved. That's normal when we're starting because we're putting some stitches in here that increase this, and your chain was smaller, so it happens. But you can kind of give it a tug, straighten it out a little bit. And in order to keep everything, your work going straight so it doesn't keep starting to get thinner and thinner and thinner, we're going to be making one chain at the end of this so we can turn our work around. So I'm going to come in, chain one, so yarn over, back to front, chain one, and then I turn my work around, and this is what I have. So now that I have my work turned around, I'm going to go ahead and look at the top area, and you see how everything right here is braided in. Basically these look like little V's, V as in Victor. So these little V's right here is what we're going to be working with. We're going to be poking right underneath those, and we're going to be doing single crochets. So right here, what you want to do is start off with the very first V that you have, which is this one right here. So I'm going to come in, poke through with my crochet hook, and I'm going to yarn over, back to front, pull through. I have 2 loops, yarn over, back to front again, pull through both, and tug. Now I'm going to be poking through every single one of these V's, so right underneath. So I'm going to go in through this one right here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over again, back to front, and through both. And I'm going to keep doing this till I get to the very end. So do it again. Try and speed it up a little bit so you guys can see what happens. Okay, and notice sometimes that my work comes out, so I try to keep it held with this hand right over here. With my right hand, for you lefties, it'll be your left hand. I try to keep it held here, and over here with this hand, my left hand, I try to hold my work here so that I can poke through, yarn over, pull through. Sometimes I have to let go of it so I can work what I need to and then hold it again. Right here we have our last stitch. So it's a little bit covered over, it can be confusing, but there is one weird looking V left. So I'm going to come in here and kind of work my way, wiggle my hook through, yarn over, back to front, pull through. I have 2 loops, yarn over, back to front again, pull through both, and tug a little. Now my square is starting to come together, you can see it. I'm going to chain again, 1, going to turn my work around. I'm going to start on the very first V right here and single crochet. And you want to try and get to do this until you have a nice even square or rectangle, once you get a good hang of it. And that's going to be your first pretty much assignment. If you wanted to make a dish rag, you would do a longer chain, which I can talk to you about, but this was a good practice to start with. So your first assignment is going to be to try, or second assignment I should say, to try and get at least a square about this big, which should be about 8 or 9 rows. And we'll see how that looks, and we'll take it from there to see if we can start making our very first little stuffed animal. And I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.